I am indifferent to how we achieve victory, as long as we achieve it. We will undertake every possible action to secure a win. The quarterback for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, frequently expressed this sentiment during moments when the team faced challenges, yet still emerged victorious. However, this was not applicable to the Eagles' championship triumph. The Super Bowl winning squad decisively overpowered the Washington Commanders with a score of 55-23. Jalen Hurts was the standout performer of the match. His remarkable showing in the NFC Championship elicited a warning from a former NFL icon directed at the 31 other franchises regarding the significance of the Eagles' jersey number 1. Former NFL tight end Greg Olsen appeared on the Colin Cowherd Show to discuss the Eagles' advancement to executing outstanding plays. In his evaluation of the quarterback and offensive line, Olsen remarked, "In the past, we utilized a significant number of quarterback sneaks. Previously, we lacked the collective push from the team behind them. However, Philadelphia has fundamentally transformed this approach. No one executes it as effectively as they do." Olsen further stated, "Other teams within the league have recognized that Philadelphia can assert, it is irrelevant if you deploy 50 players. You can position your entire team, and they will achieve a success rate of 98%. This is not a guarantee for every team." The former player exhibited strong confidence in Jalen Hurts' offensive capabilities, suggesting they could successfully score a touchdown in any situation. Indeed, we observed Jalen Hurts securing a touchdown against the Commanders in the last game despite contending with a knee injury. Highlighting his offensive teammates, Saquon Barkley's 2 explosive touchdowns significantly propelled the team during the first quarter. Prior to their wildcard game, Packers head coach Matt LaFleur noted, "They dominate the line of scrimmage." He also cautioned teams that, should Saquon Barkley find even a slight opening, whereas other running backs might advance 20 yards, he would cover 80 yards. Fans have witnessed Barkley execute a 60-yard touchdown. Consequently, in anticipation of the forthcoming game, the Chiefs' defensive line must be fortified to contain Saquon, as a failure to do so could result in an early loss in the first half. Nonetheless, Jalen Hurts' team appears thoroughly prepared. However, prior to the team's departure to New Orleans, Jalen Hurts' remarks regarding head coach Nick Sirianni have ignited a debate. The 53-year-old head coach responded to Hurts' comment about being in a straitjacket. Following the Eagles' championship game victory, Jalen Hurts was inquired about HC Nick Sirianni's contribution to his exceptional performance. To the astonishment of many, the starting quarterback remarked, "He's performed exceptionally well. He's performed exceptionally well. I suppose he allowed me a bit of freedom beyond my straitjacket today." Jalen Hurts recorded 1 touchdown while achieving 20 completions out of 28 attempts, resulting in a completion percentage of 71.4%. His QBR rating was an impressive 72. 3. Supporters criticized Hurts for his inability to complete passes during the divisional round, where his QBR was approximately 64. In response to the straitjacket remark, Jalen Hurts directed a subtle critique toward Sirianni. To this, Sirianni downplayed the issue and addressed a query with a smirk. The head coach stated, "I believe he was simply enjoying himself after the game. We have secured victories in various ways this year. I think he's just having fun post-game." He further commented, "So, again, I thought he was enjoying that moment following the game. I was very pleased with how he executed and prepared for this contest. I consistently admire his dedication and effort, regardless of the circumstances." Thus, he refrained from openly discussing the matter and diplomatically summarized his perspective on Hurts' remarks. The internal discord seems to persist, with both the head coach and quarterback cognizant of it. Nonetheless, following Jalen Hurts' exceptional performance, it is likely that Philadelphia fans are greatly enthusiastic about their team's prospects of victory. Jalen Hurts defied decades of precedent by returning to the Super Bowl after experiencing a loss during his inaugural appearance as a starting quarterback. He now seeks to become the 4th quarterback to secure the NFL's supreme accolade as a starting quarterback subsequent to losing his first Super Bowl contest. Hurts approached this goal 2 years prior, when Philadelphia was defeated 38-35 by Kansas City in Glendale, Arizona. With a victory next week in New Orleans, Hurts would be the first quarterback since John Elway 27 years ago to win a Super Bowl as a starter after previously losing in his first appearance. Among the 36 starting quarterbacks who have been defeated in their Super Bowl debuts, only Kansas City's Len Dawson, who lost Super Bowl I and won it 3 years later, and Miami's Bob Grease, who followed a defeat in Super Bowl VI with a victory the subsequent year, have ascended to the victory stage as starters. Returning to this level is rare for Hurts, who has interrupted a sequence of 19 consecutive quarterbacks who failed to reach the Super Bowl again after losing in their inaugural start. The last player to achieve this feat was Buffalo's Jim Kelly, who encountered 4 successive losses in Super Bowl appearances from 1990 to 1993. Hurts will once again compete against Patrick Mahomes, who will equal John Elway's record for the second highest number of Super Bowl starts by a quarterback with his upcoming 5th appearance, ranking only behind Tom Brady's 10. Should Mahomes secure a victory, he would join Brady, 6, Terry Bradshaw, 4, and Joe Montana, 4, as the exclusive quarterbacks to achieve 4 championship titles. Mahomes will undertake his 5th Super Bowl start amidst a small cadre of quarterbacks who have predominated the AFC's Super Bowl slots. Over the last 22 seasons, merely 6 AFC quarterbacks have initiated a Super Bowl, with Brady spearheading the group with 8 appearances, followed by Peyton Manning's 4 and Ben Roethlisberger's 3. Additionally, Joe Flacco and Joe Burrow each have 1 start since the 2003 season began. In stark contrast, the NFC has witnessed a distinctive scenario, with 19 quarterbacks collectively accruing 22 starts, inclusive of 1 by Brady with the Tampa Bay team. Hurts joins the ranks of Russell Wilson and Eli Manning as the sole quarterbacks to have started 2 Super Bowls for an NFC franchise since the inception of the 2003 season. The Eagles equaled an NFL playoff record by producing 7 touchdown runs in their NFC title game victory against Washington, matching the previous record established by Chicago against Washington during the 1940 NFL title match. Hurts contributed 3 of the touchdown runs, while Saquon Barkley added 3 additional scores, including his record-setting 7th touchdown run of at least 60 yards for the season. The only other teammates to each run for 3 touchdowns in a regular season or playoff game since 1940 were Priest Holmes, 4, and Derek Blaylock, 3, who accomplished this feat for Kansas City in a 56-10 victory over Atlanta on October 24, 2004. The Eagles have also set a new standard for the most rushing yards in a season, amassing 3,731 during both the regular season and playoffs. The previous record was held by Miami, which achieved 3,535 yards in its flawless 17-0 season in 1972. Baltimore similarly surpassed that total with 3,664 rushing yards. The Eagles are poised to potentially break their own record for the highest number of touchdown runs in a season, entering the Super Bowl with 39, just 3 shy of the 2022 record they established. Josh Allen once again found himself on the losing end of a playoff contest against Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Allen holds the distinction of being the first quarterback to experience 4 postseason defeats against another quarterback, although minimal blame should be assigned to him. Allen possesses a passer rating of 102, with a total of 11 touchdown runs and passes, alongside merely 1 turnover in 4 playoff starts against the Chiefs. His career playoff passer rating of 101.5 ranks 4th among the 74 quarterbacks with a minimum of 6 playoff starts in the Super Bowl era, trailing only Super Bowl champions Mahomes, 105. 6. Kurt Warner, 102. 8. And Matthew Stafford, 102. 3. Allen's 7 career playoff victories as a starting quarterback represent the highest tally for any quarterback who has yet to appear in a Super Bowl. The Bills have distinguished themselves as the inaugural team to secure a minimum of 11 victories for 5 consecutive seasons without advancing to a Super Bowl, surpassing the former record of 4 established by San Francisco, 1995-98, and Philadelphia, 2003. The landscape of head coaching positions is nearing completion, as the New Orleans Saints remain the sole team among the 7 that dismissed their head coach without having identified a successor. The incoming cohort consists of 4 coordinators elevated to their inaugural head coaching positions and 2 seasoned coaches, with former Tennessee coach Mike Vrabel receiving the appointment in New England, and Pete Carroll taking the helm in Las Vegas after previous tenures with the Jets, Patriots, and Seahawks. Carroll's appointment places him alongside Bill Parcells and Marty Schottenheimer as the only coaches since 1940 to have maintained non-interim tenures with 4 different franchises. The recruitment of Carroll enhances a formidable assembly of coaches within the division, highlighted by Andy Reid of Kansas City, who boasts 301 career victories and is pursuing his 4th Super Bowl title. Sean Payton of Denver, 179 victories, and Carroll, 181, collectively contribute an additional 360 wins, with both coaches having clinched Super Bowl championships. Jim Harbaugh of the Chargers possesses a 685 winning percentage amassed over 5 seasons as an NFL head coach, including 1 Super Bowl appearance and a college national championship. He aims to join Carroll, Jimmy Johnson, and Barry Switzer as the exclusive coaches to secure titles in both collegiate and professional leagues. The AFC West will become the first division to commence a season with every head coach having prior Super Bowl experience. The 1999 NFC West came close, featuring Atlanta's Dan Reeves, Carolina's George Seifert, New Orleans' Mike Ditka, and St. Louis's Dick Vermeil, with San Francisco's Steve Mariucci being the exception. Only 2 divisions have remained unaffected by coaching changes, with the NFC West and AFC North maintaining stability. This continuity is characteristic of the AFC North, which last underwent a coaching alteration following the 2019 season when Cleveland appointed Kevin Stefanski to succeed Freddie Kitchens. The upcoming season will signify the 6th consecutive year with the same quartet of head coaches across the 4 teams, marking the longest period ever without a coaching transition, eclipsing the previous record of 4 continuous seasons in the NFC Central during 1978-81 and the NFC West from 2019-22. Owing to an exceptional performance by quarterback Jalen Hurts, the Philadelphia Eagles are poised to return to the Super Bowl. Hurts accounted for 3 rushing touchdowns and 1 passing touchdown as the Eagles overwhelmed the Washington Commanders with a score of 55-23 in the NFC Championship game, setting the stage for a rematch against the Kansas City Chiefs on February 9th in Super Bowl 59. The Eagles, who concluded the regular season with a record of 14-3, aspire to secure their 2nd Super Bowl championship in the organization's history. Their inaugural Super Bowl victory occurred 7 years prior, when quarterback Nick Foles and coach Doug Peterson guided the 2017 Eagles to a 41-33 triumph over the New England Patriots. Jalen Hurts is currently in his 5th NFL season, having been chosen by the Eagles in the 2nd round of the 2020 NFL Draft. He assumed the role of the team's starting quarterback in 2021 and subsequently led Philadelphia to the Super Bowl in the subsequent season. Hurts' sole prior appearance in the Super Bowl was during Philadelphia's thrilling 38-35 defeat to Kansas City in Super Bowl 57. Jalen Hurts brings an 0-1 record into his 2nd career Super Bowl appearance. Nonetheless, Hurts exhibited commendable performance despite the loss to the Chiefs. He guided the Eagles to a game-tying touchdown with 5:15 remaining in regulation, executing a 2-yard run for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game, and then converting for 2 points to equalize at 35. Hurts concluded the game with 70 rushing yards accumulated over 15 carries. Additionally, he completed 27 out of 38 passing attempts for 304 yards and secured another touchdown with a 45-yard pass to wide receiver A.J. Brown, which propelled Philadelphia to a 14-7 lead early in the 2nd quarter. He also experienced 1 fumble, which was returned for a 36-yard touchdown by Chiefs linebacker Nick Bolton.